When a metal solidifies, there are lattice structures that are formed in it. Lattice structures. And when this bonding happens, the electrons are moved out from the outer shells. Let's say there are atoms in the metal, and there are a lot of free electrons that are created in this. So, a lot of electrons are formed. Now, these electrons move around freely and are called charge carriers in the metal. Because the electrons are moved out from the atom shells, ions are also formed. There are ions formed because, in general, the atom is neutral, but when one electron is moved out, there is a net charge created, and this creates ions. So, these electrons move about here and there, and they are charge carriers, and atoms are still there, but then when at a certain temperature, any temperature above zero, they keep vibrating, right? They keep vibrating. And when these electrons move, let's say there is a flow of current, there is a flow, and in a circuit, when this metal is connected as a lead or a conductor, these electrons move, and what happens is collide. They collide with the ions. When this collision happens, kinetic energy is transferred. Kinetic energy is transferred, and this kinetic energy transfer is called resistance. In other words, when these charge carriers or free electrons move about a metal, the more the collision and kinetic energy transfer, the more is the resistance. Tungsten. So, tungsten is a metal with the property of high melting point, and also high resistance. So, high melting point and high resistance. When it is used in bulb filaments, what happens? Let's say there is a flow of current here, and because of the property of high resistance of tungsten, there is a huge potential drop between zero point 0.1 and zero point 0.2. There is a high change in the potential, and also because of this, we know according to Ohm's law that resistance is voltage divided by current, and if the voltage is the V value is high, then I has to proportionality got to increase to maintain the R. So in this case, if the potential difference is high, then there is more current also which flows through it, which causes more of these collisions between the ions and free electrons. And when there is a huge collision, then there is a lot of kinetic energy transfer that takes place within tungsten filament, and this causes the filament to heat up. It causes the filament to heat up, and then it glows. So these properties of tungsten help us use this in lamps. Thank you.